Excuse me. Something got stuck in my throat. Good morning. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, beautiful people. Hi, how are y'all? Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's me, by the way. Yeah. How y'all doing? I hope y'all are having an amazing Thursday on purpose as we chit chat and eat our food because I got multitask. Good morning. How y'all doing? What's going on? Happy Thursday. So, we went live a couple of days ago and that was cool. But let's get into some pop culture. What is going on in the world? I'm a little bit late to the party. So Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist got engaged. I'm gonna say a prayer for them. I don't know if people really take marriage like seriously like they did back in the day. I think people sometimes just be thinking it's cute and it's something to do and it's a way to hold on to somebody. But like do you really get into like the sanctity of marriage? I don't know. I think from what I can tell, my parents and my grandparents, I think they took it seriously, but I also think that they dealt with a lot in their, in their prime in their marriages, like just that generation. What y'all think? It just seemed like today people just jump in and out of marriage. Like they're not looking at it like for real till death do you part. Like it's a real contract. It's a real serious thing. They just jumping in, jumping out. That's just my take on it. I think it's like, oh, it's trendy. I'm claiming you. Like for real, the way I see people doing marriage nowadays, it's the new we go together. Y'all remember in school, like when you was in grade school, and it used to be like a little boy, little girl, and they write the little notes. If you have a certain age, you know what I'm talking about. They write the little note, and you be like, "Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe." And you had to like check the little box or whatever. And then they write a little note saying, "Do you want to go with me?" And going together basically meant like you was quote unquote dating, when you was in grade school. So it basically meant like you sat together at the lunch table. If there was like a school assembly or something, you sat next to that person. You tried to stand next to them in line in the hallway. Maybe you snuck a little kiss, or you held their hand or carried their books or whatever. To me nowadays, it seems like the way people look at marriage is like, oh, we go together. So it's like they end it this week and they gone the next week. If you are just joining and watching, I'm talking about I saw Mariah the Scientist and Young Thug got engaged. And I'm just talking about my take on how I feel like people are doing marriage nowadays. Not across the board, but it's a lot of it. Like people just jumping in and out of marriage. Like they're not really looking at the bigger picture. Like I'll never forget, who was I listening to? Sarah Jakes Roberts said it the best. She said, and if you're in here, please go ahead and hit 3 dots in the corner and like the live. That helps me to grow. I'm just a small creator trying to get bigger. Thank you in advance. I appreciate you. Happy Thursday, beautiful people. But Sarah Jakes Roberts said it the best. She said when she was marrying Touré Roberts, her father looked at her and said, "This is important because you are standing next to the person you're going to be next to when they lower me into the ground." That's how her dad wanted her to look at marriage. Like, this is the person that's going to be next to you when you have to make big decisions and go through hard times. And I'm not just talking about, hard times don't always have to mean infidelity or y'all broke together and y'all had to come up this and the other. I think hard times can be like when that person falls ill. Are you willing to bathe that person if they fall ill and they can't do it for themselves? Are you willing to stick around if that person gains weight and they can't do it for themselves? I'm not talking about somebody just sitting on the couch eating bonbons. I'm talking about somebody that really has a medical issue. I myself has been through that with my ex, where he had a medical issue and I had to bathe this man. I had to fix food for this man. I had to do everything for him because he had a heart condition. Now, did I just thoroughly enjoy doing those things? No, but I did it because I love that man. So I think people look at marriage like jump in, jump out, jump side to side, and okay, I'm done with you next week. When it really should be, yo, are you really gonna be there for me? And you gotta think about it. When you get married, that's your next of kin, right? So when you marry somebody, they're making big decisions for you in the event that something happens to you. For instance, if you are in a coma and somebody needs to make a decision on whether or not to pull the plug, if you are married, okay, I'm gonna take myself for instance. If I'm married, right, and my mama's there and my husband is there, they're gonna take my husband's choice over my mama's because my husband is legally my next of kin. So I think people need to look at marriage like that. It's a serious thing. And I just feel like this generation, even my generation, I'm Gen X, and the generations after, I don't think they take it that seriously. Okay, well, we're not gonna use those words, but yeah, but I feel what you're saying. Yeah. But be careful of the verbiage because YouTube be tripping. But yeah, um, yeah. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for your comment, Brandon. Hey, Kingston, good morning, good morning. So yeah, but these are things you need to think about. And I don't think people it's all good. I don't think people when they're getting married, they're thinking about love and skimming through a field of daisies. Baby, it's not all that. My mom gave me some of the best advice. I wish she had said it before I got married. She said, love is easy because when you really love somebody, that's the easy part of marriage. She said, like is the hard part because it's going to be some things that, baby, some days you ain't going to like them. You're going to love them infinitely if you really love that person. It's the last day of school. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, tomorrow's my baby's last day of school and he gets out early release. I don't even know if I'm going to send him to school tomorrow because, why? Eating egg whites, y'all, sorry. But I just think people take marriage way too easily. It's just easy. Jump in, jump out, all right, I don't like you on Monday. I loved you on Friday. I don't like you on Monday. Let's get divorced. We had a bad argument. Let's get divorced. You feel me? That's very true. Brandon said, if you don't hate your significant other on some days, you don't really love them. So here's my take on it. There are times when you really cannot stand your significant other, but if you still want to be with them at the end of the day, I mean, that's real, I don't know what this is. Okay, somebody just text me, sorry. But if you still want to be with them even when you can't stand them, that's real love to me. You don't like the last day of school. I didn't mean the other one. Oh, oh, you don't. I got you. It's all good. The last day of school when I was growing up usually used to follow my birthday. My birthday is Sunday, y'all. So please go ahead and like the live. That could be the biggest gift you can give me. If you go ahead and like the live, comment, and subscribe to my channel. That would be the biggest gift ever. That's all I'm asking. Watch my content. Check out my videos. I got a little bit of everything from hair to beauty to mom life to day in the life to a couple of Vlogmas vlogs, which there's another one dropping tonight, to lives, to just life experience. I share my life because I feel like if I went through some BS and somebody else can learn from it, then we're all growing and it wasn't in vain. You feel me? So, but yeah, I just feel like people jump in and out of marriage like they're jumping in and out of bed. And that's another thing. They be too quick to jump in and out of bed. That part. Thank you, Brandon. People be too quick to jump in and out of bed with everybody. And then you end up with a whole bunch of soul ties. And then when you do find your person, you're not ready for your person because you got all these other people and their energy attached to you. If you don't believe that somebody's energy is attached to you when you share your physical with them, your body with them, you're lying to yourself. A piece of you leaves with them and a piece of them stays with you. That's a very real thing. So if they got bad energy, Now it's on you. Now what you gonna do? You gonna carry that into the next relationship? Some people say, "Oh, you're carrying your trauma from your last relationship." No, you're carrying that bad energy from that last person. Because maybe you didn't have trauma, but maybe they did, and they shared it with you when they shared their body. That's a real thing. A word that sounds wrong. This Q&A sticker came up. A word that sounds wrong. Subtle, because it's spelled SUBTLE. I hate the way it's spelled. Or naive, NAIVE. Like it looks wrong. But anyway, so that was one thing I wanted to touch on. The other thing, did y'all see? Since we're talking about marriage, the Danish Deception. So I watched all like 24 parts of it. Basically, what ended up happening was this girl was traveling the world and she got with this guy and he was doing all these things and he was making everything look like roses. Okay. So he was doing all these things as far as like paying for stuff. He had some money, you know what I'm saying? He was buying her stuff. And this has happened to me before where I had somebody that was just like, they were love bombing me. They were paying for everything. They were giving me bill money. They were just doing all this extra for my son, who was 3 at the time. They were doing all these things. And then as soon as I got comfortable, here comes the, well, baby, if you could just help me. And then you feel obligated to help that person because they've done so much for you. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's one thing to be down for somebody and y'all are a team. It's another thing for that person to take advantage of you. And so I realized later on that person was setting me up the whole time. They were love bombing me and paying for things straight up so that on the back end, they could be like, well, baby, you know, I just need a little help with this. You know, I always have your back. And the thing that got me about the Danish Deception, when the girl was like, she said to the dude, even if you didn't have any money, I would still love you. Let me tell you something. That is a lie. That is a lie. You can still love somebody. You ain't got to be with them and struggle with them. You might still love that person, but you're not going to respect them if they're not hustling. And that's just real. When a partner, especially a woman, loses respect for a man because he's not hustling, or even a man loses respect for a woman because she's not hustling, you don't want that person no more. Once you lose respect, everything goes out the window. You can still love them, but if you don't respect them, you ain't going to want to be with them. And that's just real. So in a Danish Deception, that guy spent all this money on this girl, took her on all these fancy, you know, whatever, because he was testing her. He was testing the waters to see how far she would go. So when she was being kind of like humble and like, oh, no, baby, don't pay for that. Oh, I don't need all this. The minute you tell somebody that you don't need something, they ain't going to do it. The minute you say you don't have to, they won't. So he was setting her up, trying to see how far he could take it. So when he was taking her to all these luxury stores, he wasn't really trying to ball out on her and treat her. He was testing the waters so that he could see how far he could go. Like, oh, okay, she don't really want much. I ain't got to do too much. And this girl gonna love me. Right. And the whole situation at the beginning when she said she fell down the stairs, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I think he put some in her drink. I think that was a setup too. Love bombing or actually loving on you. I've heard this word so much recently, and I've come to see love bombing is just when someone is annoyed about getting love. Just my opinion. I'd love to hear another. Okay, so love bombing is when somebody is being extra. Now, when you love somebody, you know, you're like, oh, I love you, whatever. Love bombing is, you are the moon, the sun, and the stars. And when I wake up, I just think about you all the time. Like, they just real extra. Like, they you know, as some people say, they be putting 2 on pump 10. Like, they really just be doing a lot. Just being super duper extra. But people do that in the beginning because that's the love. The bombing comes later when they start being crazy, but you already caught up. So now you can't leave. The beginning is the fake love. When they're like, oh, I love you and you're so beautiful and your skin is just glowing and I've never seen anybody as beautiful as you. There are people that really feel like that. And it's consistent. But there are people that really try to do it and it's not consistent. And then they drop the bomb on you where they start treating you bad. They start talking to you any kind of way. And you're like, no, but this person loves me. And what they'll do is, because it's a narcissistic trait, they will love on you. Some people I think it is, and some people choose to be that way. My ex-husband love bombed the crap out of me. When we first met, I'll never forget. We first met. I was hanging out. I was in Buckhead somewhere. No, I was in Midtown. I was in Midtown Atlanta. And I met him coming out of a club. I was by myself. And there's some people that really do truly feel that way. But there are people that feel that way for real, and there are people that use that to take advantage of another person, and that's the difference. There are people that truly feel that way, like the moon, the sun, the stars, about their mate, and that is beautiful. And there are some people that would just say that so they can take advantage of you later. That's the difference between really loving somebody and love bombing. It's a narcissistic trait, but like literally met him and ended up like hanging out with him for like on and off for like the whole next week. We was on the phone nonstop. He was taking me out. We were going to these expensive restaurants that I had never been to, because I'm a simple girl. I don't, you know. Yes. It's like the hook to get you. And then once they got you, okay, now I got you, I can start treating you bad. That's pretty much how that goes. So like he was taking me to these steakhouses and stuff. And I'm not saying I ain't never been nowhere, but I just was pretty chill at the time. So yeah. So unbeknownst to me, he knew somebody that knew somebody to get him into these restaurants. He wasn't really paying for it. I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's what's up. I don't know at this point in my life if that is for me. I'm gonna be honest. I would love to be in a situation like that, but I just don't think that somebody can really deal with all of me. I tend to be very blunt. I tend to be very honest. I tend to say what's on my mind. I'm a true Sagittarius, and while I'm not mean, I just can't be fake. I can't do fake. And I think some people, they rather somebody be fake to spare their feelings versus being real to be honest. And I just can't. But yeah, the love bombing, that's the hook to get you. And once they get you, then they're like, okay, I got her. Got him. But yeah, he was taking me out to all these expensive restaurants. So on the outside looking in, it looked good. And I wasn't asking him to take me here, there, and everywhere. He was just doing it. So it looked good. And then, oh, wow, that's cool. Congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, my parents have been together for 56 years. So I believe in the sanctity of marriage. Most of my family members have been together since, you know, they were younger until one of them passed away. I do have some family members that are, you know, that did get divorced, but the majority of them, they stayed together until one of them was in the ground. That's just how they got down. So I got divorced because I couldn't deal with the BS. I couldn't deal with the mistreatment. And I was in a highly abusive relationship. So I had to go. For the sake of me and my kids, I had to get the heck on. So, but I didn't get married to get divorced. Like I never once said, okay, I'm getting married so I can get divorced. Like that was never the goal. I wanted to stay married, but this person didn't want to change and I was evolving and they weren't. What's up? What's up? Is that Papa?
Yeah. All right, catch you later, Grandpa.
What's going on?
Grandpa said hey.
Hey.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
You can tell him you'll be over there in about an hour.
Yeah, I did. Because he said he needed something.
Okay. That's why I believe you can't love without hating someone sometimes. Yeah. Because it's two sides of the same passionate coin. It is two sides of the same passion coin. The same passion you have to love somebody. That's why I always say, when you don't feel like fussing with your mate no more, like you just be like, they do something, you just like, okay, it's over with. Because you don't even have the passion to fight no more. So that means you don't care. Hold on, y'all. I gotta plug up my phone. We about to die. I mean, we about to. My phone is about to, But yeah. All right. So another Q&A sticker came up. It says, a hot or cold where you are. Right now in Georgia, it is moderate. It is neither hot nor cold. It is warmer than it was yesterday. I think it's about 50 degrees. And day before yesterday, it was like in the 20s. So there we go. But yeah. So basically, Dane's deception, this girl got swept up, literally swept up. If you're way past the person and they aren't willing to change, you just got to leave them. And if it's real, maybe they will come back upgraded. If not, them. Well, I always, when we got divorced, I was done. And it didn't matter if he upgraded or not. I was done because I was so hurt and damaged by what had been done. There was no going back for me. My only hope was that he would be a good dad and take care of our child, which is my youngest child. He's not my oldest son's father. He's my youngest son's father, or he was. And he never changed. And then he passed away last year. So there's that. But I had always hoped that we could at least come to a situation where we could be civil. Even if we weren't like cool, we could be at least civil for the sake of our child. But that never happened. He was a huge sipper, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I can say that word. And he also, he had heart problems. He had like 3 heart attacks, 2 open heart surgeries, and a stroke, and he was only 47. So you can't save somebody that don't want to save themselves. And you can't fix somebody that don't think that they need to be fixed. You feel me? So I had to fix me for my kids. Because at the time that we split, our son was 9 months old and my oldest son was 10. So I had 2 boys that were watching mommy like go through it. And like, I never wanted my kids to think, no, I'm in Georgia. But literally it's the same. I might as well be. I'm in Georgia, but the weather's crazy. I don't know how to get this thing off of here. Oh, there we go. Wait, drag here to end Q&A. There we go. No, I'm in Georgia, but it's crazy like that y'all got the same weather that we have. And I'm all these miles away in the south. It's supposed to get up to 59 today and I think 60 something tomorrow. It's nuts. But yeah, so then with the Dane's deception, the girl got comfortable. They were on the phone and they were like in the honeymoon stage of their little relationship. Before you knew it, they're like 2-3 months in talking about I love you. And they go on these trips and this and that other. And he's taking her on all these trips. And then he's like, situating himself with the family and with her friends. And they just love him because, everything's just so perfect. My thing is when somebody come off so perfect. Oh, thank you. You have a blessed day as well. Have a safe trip to work. Traveling mercies. Have a good day on purpose. Thank you so much for being in my live and commenting and all that good stuff. If y'all are just joining the live, please go ahead and hit the 3 dots in the corner and like the live. Please and thank you. I appreciate you in advance. But yeah, so the guy was taking her on all these trips and he's love bombing her and he's paying for everything. And she's like thinking that he has this money because he comes up with this whole story about how his family is royalty, blah, blah, blah. But she's not meeting his family and she's only met one of his friends. But he has come to the States. He was in, he was Danish and and then in Germany and whatever. And then he keeps coming to the States, meaning all her family, but she hadn't really met his. Okay, cool. So then, what's up? So then, what are you doing? What is that?
My crystal.
Oh my God. So then, can you put this in the sink? She finally meets his family, and there's this weird like dynamic, like the mother and the father and the sister, and then there's this whole story about how him and his sister don't get along. My thing is this: if we together and you haven't previously, if we we locked in this relationship, and you haven't previously told me about what's really going on with your family, you've never shared that until it's time for me to meet your family. My antennas are going up because I'm like, what are you hiding? I'm literally looking at like, what are you hiding? Something's up. And y'all have to watch people's family dynamics. People like to say all the time that, oh, I'm with you, I'm not with your family. Yeah, you are. Their family is an extension of them, and you will have to deal with those people. Especially when you get married. You locked in. Even if they have totally stepped away from their family. When you get married to somebody, if they have totally cut their family off, you're going to have to deal with the backlash of what that does to that person that you're with. So it still affects you. If they don't talk to their mama for whatever reason, maybe their mama is a horrible person, maybe their dad is a horrible person, they don't talk to them. You're going to have to deal with how that affects that person in your relationship. How they deal with their parents is going to affect every relationship they have. How they deal with their siblings, how they deal with that ex, that baby mama, that baby daddy. It's going to affect your relationship. Maybe positive, maybe negative, but it's going to affect it. So stop saying to yourself that, oh, okay, well, I'm marrying them, I'm not marrying their family. Yes, you are. You're marrying their family, you're marrying their trauma, you're marrying their wins, their losses, and everything in between. You are marrying that person's entire being. That's why I said marriage is something serious. It ain't something to jump in and jump out of. So when people are like getting married for clout or because it looks cute or because you're a celebrity, y'all look good together. Okay, you got to think about the long term. You got to think about, and this is going to sound negative, but it's true. Instead of just thinking about the best thing about that person and, hey, how you doing? What's going on, Parsa? If y'all can please go ahead and hit 3 dots in the corner and like the live, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're just talking about pop culture, and I'm talking about the Danish deception and what I thought about it and my personal experience. When you are getting married, you have to think about the best thing about that person, that's the easy part. Oh, I love how they, hey, what's going on, 777? Oh, I love how this person, treats me, and I love how this person cares about their mama. Okay, flip that. Think about the worst thing about that person. Can you deal with that for the rest of your life? That's how you have to think about marriage. Think about the worst trait about that person. Not saying they're a bad person, but everybody has a best and a worst. Can you deal with the worst trait about that person for the rest of your life? If you can't, then it's a no. It's a no-go. Don't do it. Don't walk down the aisle. And I'm not saying it because I don't love marriage. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Because I do believe in the sanctity of marriage. I don't know if it's for me because I have not found my person, or God has not sent me my person. But I do believe in the sanctity of marriage. My parents have been married for over 50 years. I have watched them grind it out. And it has not always been unicorns and roses. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate you. Y'all go ahead and like the live in the 3 dots in the corner. It helps me to grow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all. But I have watched them grind it out. It has not always been roses. It has not always been something that's just pretty. They have taken care of each other when one of them has been ill. They have grown old together. They've been together since they were 20-something years old. They're now in their 70s and 80s. So I do believe in the sanctity of marriage. I do believe that it can work. But that's the thing. That's the key word, work. A lot of people don't realize that it is work. It's a full-time job. There are no off days. There are no sick days. You cannot call out. You got to show up. And I liken relationships to a job. Okay? Here's my analogy for relationships. Okay? If I hire you, meaning I put you on as my significant other. Okay. I hire you and you ain't showing up to work, meaning you're not showing up in our relationship. You're not giving me the energy. You're not giving me the time as I am giving you. I'm not just saying it like a me thing. I'm giving it right back. Okay. Um, if you're not checking in, you're not clocking in. Where am I from? I live in Georgia. I'm originally from Chicago, so I'm from everywhere. Welcome in. But if you're not showing up and clocking in, and by clocking in, I mean you're not giving me your time, your energy, as I'm giving you my time and my energy. If you are not pouring into me, I'm not pouring into you. If you're not showing up and clocking in the relationship, I got to fire you. I'm gonna give you a couple of write-ups, and after about your third write-up, baby, I'm gonna fire you. I'm a Sagittarius, so I do give people chances. But after them chances are up, you are no longer, you are unemployed. Hi, welcome in. You're Iranian. Welcome in. Welcome in. I love to meet new people from all over the world. Thank you so much for checking in. I appreciate you. But yeah, but if you're not clocking in the work, which is our relationship, and you're not doing the work, which is pouring in your time and energy, I got to fire you. You are no longer employed, which means we broke up. That's the way I look at it. Because marriage is work. Relationships are work. Do I like Iran? I've never been there. I've never ever been there. I've never been out of the country ever. But hopefully, if this channel grows and y'all continue to like the live and support me, I'll be able to take me and my kids around the world. That's my goal in life. I'm one of those parents that I don't want to buy my kids PS5 and Jordans and the latest clothes. I want to give my kids experiences, and I want them to see what is outside of the US. I want them to see the world. I want them to have memories, experiences that they've never had before. So that's my main goal for even being on social media, to share my story, my life lessons in my almost 46 years of life. I'll be 46 on Sunday. Um, and I just feel like if I share what I've learned, then it's not in vain. If somebody learns something from it, hey, I'm not ashamed of the things I've been through because it made me who I am. And I'm so blessed to be here still standing. I think, a lot of things I've been through, a lot of people wouldn't have made it through. But I did. So there you go. With God's help, of course. But yeah, y'all, we have made our 30-minute mark. I will be doing these 30-minute lives pretty much every morning. I hope you will tune in. Go ahead, like the live. I'm gonna leave this live up so y'all can come back and watch it. Even if you catch it on the replay, go ahead and comment and let me know what you thought. If you have your own relationship stories, I would love to know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the live. Thank you so much for liking and commenting. Go subscribe to my channel and check me out. Peace and blessings. Y'all have an amazing day on purpose.